everyone? All right, guys, I am back. Today's gonna be kind of an interesting day because I'm doing a lot of talking here. I don't know if I'm in the right channel or whatever it is for this, as far as which concern. But so let me bring up the speed of what happened if you've been following the streams and stuff like that. Um, so I played Breath of the Wild for the past 2 days. I got up to Ganon. So you see, on my last stream, I had everything I needed to be able to fight Ganon or whatever. You know what I mean? I was set. But then I played today, and I wanted to just get up to Ganon, and then just try him out real quick, and then like finish it on stream. I ended up beating the game, so I beat the game. This scene right here, you see behind me, is from like the final fight of the game, or the beginning of it, not the end of it. So not the ending. I'm not gonna show you the ending of the game. So if you're worried about spoilers, if you play the game, you don't want to see that. Don't worry about that. I'm not gonna do that. But I do want to kind of go over what happened because this game actually was really, really good, and I mean obviously right, but it got really good to me towards the end of the game where like I saw something I didn't really see before, which was one of the characters, Zelda, is actually like really the star of this show in a way. Like I mean Legend of Zelda, you know what I mean? But really was able to be seen much more clearly through the memories and the notes and the diary entries, things like that, to where like I started to really feel for the character and feel like something for this game more than just a fun bunch of gameplay. Like it was well. Let's go in order. Okay, so I'm fighting up, and this one is the beginning of the boss fight with Ganon. I did that. All right, it's like a PowerPoint presentation right now. I did that, and then here's Calamity Ganon. Looks pretty crazy. I think this is when I fought him, and what did I do here? I gotta see to see what happened. I can't remember. It was a couple hours ago, but I still don't remember. Oh, I think because I used oh no, that's actually me moving mine. So and this is from like the final battle, and all this happens. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna show you the ending, so don't worry about it. But yeah. So this character Zelda, she is really come to life towards the end of the game to me in terms, well, not because of the way the game was designed. So while playing this game, I play all Zelda games. I go through the first part, and then I'm left to my own devices. I do whatever. But this time, coming towards the end, I got a lot more information about the character Zelda through, like I was saying earlier, the diary entries and the memories. And man, like I really felt for this character because she is going through it in this game. Now, I don't think I'm not. I haven't started Tears of the Kingdom really yet. I just well, I just put it on real quick, but I haven't really got into it. I've avoided all spoilers. I've avoided all kinds of stuff by the grace of God. Avoid all that stuff. But so I don't really know what's happening in part two. But I really recommend people play this game uh, before they start part two, or Tears of the Kingdom, whatever it is. Only because if I'd have let's say I would have skipped it. I was close to the end anyway, and I know a Zelda game's not gonna have anything too crazy in the ending to where it's gonna affect it like that. Uh, that's what I usually feel, but I really feel like I have so much more respect for this character and for this game and the writing in this game because of going through all that stuff. Like the ending, yeah, but like just pay attention to the story more and really seeing what's going on because man, some of those memories, even though it's saying a little bit of storytelling in those little like it was like a minute memory or 2 minute memories, you really see that this character is really struggling to like come to terms with a whole bunch of things. Like the whole relationship with Link is a questionable thing. It's causing her stress a little bit. And what he thinks about her and stuff like that, and what he doesn't her father, King, putting pressure on her to be, you know, I guess more responsible and trying to learn all the magic she needs to learn to be able to defend the kingdom versus her own wants and needs, as just a regular person, and what she wants to do on her individuality. And then the weight of everything that happened in the Age of Calamity or whatever it is, like all the stuff that happened with the four champions. That part to me, I don't know, maybe because of some stuff, like my own personal stuff, but like that really hit me hard, man. I was like, man, when I heard, you know, this character Zelda talking about how things went down with the four champions and like how she blames herself and like how like I was like, dang, this sounds so modern. It didn't sound like a whimsical tale in the fantasy land. It sounded like something that somebody would say in modern times. It just sounded so real, and I was like, man, that's crazy. And that gave me a lot of respect for this game more than I have before, and to the point to where like I'm going into the game now, Tears of the Kingdom, and I really do want to know what's going on. Like I'm pretty sure I could have started Tears of the Kingdom, like I said earlier, and just been like, yeah, this game's gonna be fun. I'm sure it's gonna be fun no matter what. But man, I really want to know what's happening with these characters right now. I haven't even played the DLC, so keep that in mind too. I haven't even done the DLC that lets you play as the champions, do the extra content. I didn't do all that stuff because I never finished this game until today. So I had this game for years, since almost since like the first year it came out. I think I got the first year it came out. Not at release, but maybe like a couple months afterwards. And I just didn't really want the game to end. So I didn't want to finish it. But there's so much to do, And there's no real like compelling reason to finish the game. Like that Zelda is up there in the castle, locked up with Ganon somehow, and you have to save her. But as you uncover your memories, do all these things, there's no real like reason for you to finish the game. It really is left up to you and your leisure. There's no like detrimental reason for you to finish. A detrimental, serious reason for you to finish. So it's like you kind of just playing the game. But now that I'm actually caring about these characters, the four champions, of course, there's some scenes at the end. I'm not gonna spoil, of course, but obviously they get mentioned. Okay, obviously they get mentioned. So you're like, wow, like all this stuff feels really weighty, more weighty than a Zelda has any right to be. Zelda game. So I just want to point that out. I'm gonna start Tears of the Kingdom now. I just didn't want to cross the streams, and start streaming that game and then go into a whole conversation about this game. So I'm doing something weird. I'm gonna close this and start the stream on Tears of the Kingdom just for a little bit, just to get through the first part, or see how it is. And I'll be streaming that game for a while. I'll probably come back to this one to do the DLC because my son really wanted me to do some of the DLC for this game. So I'll come back to that. But I'm gonna Tears of the Kingdom now. I don't know if this is even necessary for me to explain all this stuff, but I think that the bottom line I'm trying to get to, and the point I'm trying to make, is that you should play this game. Like I know some people really don't know if they want to play Zelda or if they like Zelda games and this and that. And I understand that. Just because something I love is great to me, obviously I love it, doesn't mean it's for everybody. But I feel like, man, that part, if you could just like, extract and distill that part of this character's story and really express it, a lot more people would check this game out, and the people who really aren't even drawn to these kind of games, because it really does have some weight to it. Now, what would be crazy is, what would be crazy would be if when I saw Tears of the Kingdom, that's exactly what they do. They just kind of dive into her feelings and how much, that would be crazy. Link is the main character of this game in name, not a name, in not even a name. Just in the fact that you play with him. But Zelda is the star of this game. Like, this is the first. I know I played with Zelda games before, and Zelda's an important character, and sometimes she'll have different incarnations. Sometimes different incarnations of Zelda where she'll be more important or be more like involved in the action or whatever it is. But this one, to me, she's rated the star of this game. I really finished this game and was like, man, like I really thought that it was an amazing game. I mean, music and gameplay and stuff like that, but then story coming together. I would love to play a Zelda game more like a traditional RPG, or just I mean, just like a story heavy game because there's a lot to do here. There's a lot of potential in this story that I think has like even after all these years has been left untapped. You know, I don't need to be dark and gritty and all this stuff. I don't need all that stuff. It's nice. I don't need a Dark Souls Zelda game. But I think with the setup they have, the potential they have with this character, and with these characters, they can do so much to really craft a compelling, engaging story to go along with this amazing gameplay, awesome music, creative design. Like, this game is like really a masterpiece. I'm talking about Breath of the Wild right now. So it's just a masterpiece in terms of video games as video games go. Like I played this game so many times in the past couple of days and said, man, if I had this game when I was like 10 or 11, when I had just had a bunch of free time, if I had this game back then, I would probably play it every day. It would be the only game I needed for like at least a year or two, and I probably would understand as much the whole thing I'm talking about with Zelda, but I would still have enjoyed the game. But now as an adult, I'm playing a game like this, and I'm looking for like more realistic things to be in the game, and more like what I'm looking for here, more I guess grounded material, even in a fantasy world. I think one thing like shows like Game of Thrones showed us is like you can have a fantasy world, but you can have a serious story. And people who read fantasy novels and read the novels and books and play RPGs and watch anime know that the environment means nothing to like describe what temperament or the weight of the decisions the people in that fantasy world will have to make. And there's some crazy stories, obviously, that take place in the land of this and that with fairies that have all kinds of crazy things happen that you're just like, whoa, this game or this book is bananas. What's that one? Patrick Rothfuss, the King Killer Chronicles. That I mean, just what I'm saying. That just comes to mind real quick. Things where you're reading. I mean, Eye of the World, obviously, but like mad stuff where you're just like, wow. So this game, Breath of the Wild, at the end of it, to me, talking for a long time, just really drove home the point that Zelda, the whole story, the whole series, is in a fantasy world, and as much wonderful gameplay as they have had so far, they have not utilized these characters to the best of their abilities yet. Not saying that they, again, to the best of their abilities. So they have much more ability. You know what I mean? Like, they're choosing not to for some reason. And I'm about to start Tears of the Kingdom. So maybe I'll look back on this whole video as a folly and say, oh, well, I made a mistake. Tears of the Kingdom is exactly what it was. I don't know. But I just wanted to point that out there and kind of give closure to people who were like, oh, give you guys closure. If you were watching and wanted to see me finish the game on stream, yeah, I finished it off stream. Sorry, I finished it off stream. I end up doing that sometimes, but I don't really want to just show a bunch of endings on here, But it's just that I have a problem, beating the game on stream. I think I beat Nier Automata on stream, and it was cool. It was fine, but I didn't do that this time, and now you know what happened, and you know what to expect. So thanks for stopping by, and check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and all stuff like that. Punches and Dragons, and I'm gonna start the next stream right now, actually. So dragon up and